Today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com. Welcome to Turnpike Sports. I am Dave Weishattle, and as always, I'm joined by my producer and co-host, Doug Weishattle. Doug, there have been some bad beats this week if you're a sports bettor out there.
There's bad beats every week. Come on.
Not like this week. That was...
especially if you're a Cardinals bettor.
Oh, my God. Boy, I think the sports books made out this weekend.
Oh, no, they needed some teams to... beat the odds there, and they did.
Yep. Lots of blowouts this week, which was pretty good. I did pretty well in my picks. I got 2-1. So
you know what? There were a lot of blowouts in the early games on Sunday for pro football. Anyway, there were a lot of college blowouts too. So
yeah, I won 2 of those games. Those are the
my winning has stopped.
Okay,
I went 1-2.
Well, we're going to have our picks later on for this week at the end of the show.
The end of the show, our 100th show.
Our 100th show, yeah, absolutely. Our 100th, I can't believe it's 100 shows already.
Zip right by.
Yep. Well, like I said, we're going to have our pick segment at the end of the show, but we're also going to have our Turnpike Sports Book Report, where we talk about what's going on in the sports books across the country. And I have an interview with a very interesting person. You know, they're doing sports betting in Oregon now, and the first place to take a sports bet was Chinook Winds Casino, and we're going to have the assistant operations manager Matthew Pond coming on. I'm going to talk all about sports betting in Oregon and the Chinook Winds Casino. Can't wait.
It's an interesting state to see exactly what happened there. Yeah, how Chinook launched before even the Oregon Lottery launched their scoreboard app.
Yep, absolutely. So should be an interesting interview. Like I said, it's been a busy week in sports, so let's take a trip down the Turnpike. And today's trip down the Turnpike is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
Exit 1.
Okay, remember this date, October 8th.
Okay.
On this date, it's being reported that it's the very first time an official team Twitter handle tweeted a bet regarding a game that they were playing.
A whole month ago? October 8th? Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The Pittsburgh Penguins official Twitter account on October 8th tweeted, and I'm reading the tweet exactly, in his last game, Matt Murray had a .933 save percentage. Then the tweet continued on after the normal statistic. Will his save percentage tonight be over or under that tonight against the Jets? First time an official team Twitter handle has actually posted a bet.
Did it direct you to a casino?
It directed you over to the local Bet Rivers.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? The sports teams are embracing it. I think you're seeing a lot of sponsorship deals. I mean, that was hockey, right?
That was hockey.
That was. Take a look at a hockey game.
But
you
they
can
weren't done.
See around the rink.
They weren't done. They did another one a week later.
Okay.
They invited fans to wager on whether or not forward Jake Gunsall would have a multi-point game against the Colorado Avalanche, sending it over to Bet Rivers as well.
Wow. Okay. Well, hey, you know what? There's a lot of partnerships between sports books and professional teams now. So I think you're going to see probably more and more tweets like that.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of partnerships, bettors in New Jersey, and also actually even fantasy sports players, especially if they're with Yahoo, they got their first taste of the partnership between Yahoo and MGM Resorts. People playing fantasy sports and looking up stats on the Yahoo Sports app were able to get BetMGM links to go ahead and place bets on the games they were looking at.
And now this is only in New Jersey.
This is only in New Jersey. It's the test case to see exactly how it goes, how seamlessly it works. I think the Score's been doing it as well, and they've been having some good luck with it. So if Yahoo can duplicate that, I think Yahoo's got a huge fan base of fantasy sports and just regular sports fans that use the app all the time for looking up scores and stats and play-by-play stuff. So this might actually be one of the most beneficial partnerships we're seeing in the industry right now. And also, last but not least, New York. I don't know if this falls under the too little, too late category, but they finally commissioned a study to see whether mobile betting would benefit the state.
Why do they need to commission a study? I mean, they can look across the river to New Jersey. Well, actually, most of the New Jersey bettors in North Jersey are coming from New York.
Well, don't ask me, but they just commissioned it with Spectrum Gaming Group.
All right.
People remember Spectrum's report with Major League Baseball saying that integrity fees would help benefit the state in terms of the licensed sports books out there.
Of course it would.
And, see, they're going to move really kind of slow on this, too. The draft of the report is going to be submitted April 1st.
Wow.
The same day New York's budget is due. And then the final report will be submitted on June 1st. So they're taking their time with this. I guess they just want to get it right. I mean, you're right. Just look over the river. Look in Pennsylvania, too.
You know what? The one thing about, if you're New Jersey, you probably want New York to move slower, because if you're in New Jersey, you're getting all the money that New Yorkers are betting, and they're going to New Jersey.
Exactly.
So. Exit 2.
Ted Leonsis is expanding his domain into the eSports realm.
Wow. Good.
Monumental has announced, as the owners of the Washington Capitals National Hockey League team, they are now launching an esports division called Caps Gaming. It's going to be the host of a 32-team EA Sports NHL 20 competition. It's the NHL version of like the NBA 2K.
Okay, all right, and they all see. Do they everyone goes to Washington to do this tournament, or can you play online, or how does this work?
Well, it's 32 teams. Okay. It's going to be 6-on-6 ice hockey esports tournaments games. It's going to launch on Xbox One, and it'll feature an 8-week regular season beginning in early December. So you're going to be playing online somewhere.
Okay.
They may not all be in the Cap Center, which is probably where they're going to be training or housing this stuff, but they're going to have 32 teams, top 16 teams advancing to a postseason, and they're all going to be competing for a $15,000 prize pool.
Wow, that's
in late
pretty
February.
Good. Wow.
It's not a lot of money considering, but for
it's the first of its kind.
Exactly.
I'm sure it'll grow.
Exactly, and you got to remember to go along with the NHL esports team Caps Gaming. They also own the NBA 2K League's Washington District Gaming, Wizards District Gaming. Okay. That's the basketball esports team. And Leonsis is also a co-owner of Axiomatic, which is the controlling interest in Team Liquid, which is one of the biggest global esports franchises out there.
Well, they're doing great things with esports.
No, it's always nice to see this. I mean, it's expanding, and it's getting a lot of attention in the normal sports markets, and a lot of the sports teams owners are actually getting involved in the esports franchises, regardless of what Mark Cuban has said in the past about it being a horrible business to get into.
Exit 3.
You've been following the Giants a little bit because you're a fan of the Eagles, which shares the NFC East with the Giants.
Sure.
And Daniel Jones, their rookie quarterback, was nicknamed Danny Dimes after his first start.
Yep.
So he has recently become aware of at least, let me get the number right, 20 companies producing unlicensed shirts bearing the mark Danny Dimes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they were going to jump all over it.
So he, through his agents at CAA, he's filed an intent to use trademark.
Smart. I think that's a good way to do it. That's a good way
Danny
to.
Dimes.
You got to control your own image, you know.
And it's got a long list of goods. You've got video games, football helmets, trading cards, crayons, bumper stickers, clothing, and toys. So, and since it's an intent to use, it doesn't necessarily even have to get to a trademark stage. He could just keep renewing it for a while.
Sure.
Extending the deadline to file a statement of use.
Well, look, it's the only way he can stop people from using his likeness and his name in unauthorized ways.
There are 2 other trademark applications going through the process right now. One is by John Messina, who is the alleged creator of the nickname Danny Dimes. And then you have 2 men from Goshen, New York, names unknown, who have also filed a Danny Dimes trademark for the merchandise they're selling.
Well, look, Daniel Jones is Danny Dimes.
It's his name, basically.
I'm sure he has. I'm sure he has the strongest case for it. But I guess we'll see. Stranger things have happened in the trademark world.
Well, remember Tom Terrific?
Well, look,
Brady got refused.
Well, of course, because that was
Seaver.
Tom Seaver. That's been used for decades.
Yep.
Tom Terrific. So yeah, of course he didn't get that.
So we'll see what happens. I don't see those other 2 going through, especially since Danny Dimes is Daniel Jones, and that's his other application
who
going
knows?
through. We'll
Who
see
knows?
what happens.
Exit 4.
Going to have a new advertiser for this year's Super Bowl.
Okay.
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts.
Never did a Super Bowl commercial before.
I don't see breakfast food a lot on the advertisements for the Super Bowl.
And you still won't, because they are not advertising a breakfast food.
All right, what are they advertising?
They are a game day snack now.
A game day snack. I have never craved a Pop-Tart. They're very good. I mean, I love Pop-Tarts from when I was a kid, but you know what? I've never craved one watching a football game.
Well, what's happened is the Pop-Tart bites
the small
have
things.
taken off.
I've seen
taken
them.
off.
Okay.
So they are now doing a commercial for the Super Bowl.
All right. Okay.
For the bites snack size version. They're going to try and do a game day snack type of approach to this.
Now, will they do the traditional breakfast flavors? I mean, what is it, cinnamon and brown sugar kind of stuff, or are they going to try some new things?
I think they've got the traditional flavors right now. So.
Right. No buffalo wing flavored Pop-Tart or anything like that? No ranch?
Nope.
Flavored Pop-Tart?
But watch for the 30-second spot right before the 2-minute warning of the first half.
We're in the fall. I like those. I had the pumpkin Pop-Tarts very recently, or the pumpkin pie Pop-Tarts. They were very good, by the way.
They sort of taste like the maple and brown sugar or whatever.
Well, let me tell you something. When you cook them, usually I eat them cold, just right out of the container there, or whatever that is, that foil container. But you know what? When you put them in the toaster, your whole kitchen will smell like pumpkin pie. It's so great.
Well,
see, now I'm craving a Pop-Tart.
I'm going to be interested to see how they approach this. But this is the first one for Pop-Tarts, but not the first one for Kellogg's. They've had 2 previous spots in the Super Bowls. They've had that wow spot for Pringles.
Okay.
With Bill Hader.
I didn't even know Kellogg's did Pringles.
And they also did
Pringles. That's a football snack.
And they also did Sad Device, which is another Pringles commercial where he piles on the spicy Pringles, and the smart speaker complains that she doesn't have arms.
Okay.
To build the...
Yeah, I just saw that. I just saw that commercial.
And just one last little tidbit on the Super Bowl. Fox Sports has reported that 78% of all the Super Bowl commercial spots have been sold.
Wow.
They are selling... if an advertiser buys 2 30-second ads, they're charging $5.5 million. If you're buying 1 60-second, it's $5.6 million.
So it's better to get the 2 30-second. Okay.
Yep.
So if you're an advertiser, get the 2 30-second.
And there's also going to be fewer commercial breaks.
Oh, good. Well,
so they're trying to create a seamless viewing experience.
Sure. I mean, I think I saw on regular season games here, they had the split screen. They kept the camera on the field, but they actually showed a commercial on the smaller box.
But the full-fledged commercial breaks are going to be cut down.
All right. Well, today's trip down the Turnpike was brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using our promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
And to get in touch with Turnpike Sports, you can call or text us 609-512-5910. At Turnpike Sports is the handle for the show on both Facebook and Twitter. Our email address is info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Don't forget, you can now subscribe to the show on Pandora Podcasts.
Yeah.
As well as the radio.com mobile app. You can find Turnpike. As always, you can subscribe via iTunes, iHeartMedia, Stitcher Radio. We also have a YouTube and an OTT channel. Head on over to turnpikesportsradio.com and click on the channel buttons there.
Later on the show, stick around because we're going to have our picks to end up the show. But before that, we're going to have our Turnpike Sports Book Report where we talk about what's going on in the sports books across the country. And speaking of sports books across the country, I'm going to have an interview with Matthew Pond, who's Assistant Operations Manager at Chinook Winds Casino in Oregon, because they started taking sports bets, which is great for Oregon. So stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports. Hey, this is Dave Weishuttle from Turnpike Sports with this week's Bet Flash. New Jersey has once again set a monthly record for sports betting. The sports books in the Garden State reported that they took in over $487.9 million worth of wagers in the month of October. This surpasses the old monthly record just set a month before when the state took in $445 million in bets. Yahoo has launched its sports betting platform through MGM Resorts. Yahoo went live with sports betting on their Yahoo Sports app as well as the desktop version. Yahoo customers can place bets through BetMGM if they're located in the state of New Jersey. And finally, a new report has found that gamblers drinking alcohol place bigger bets after they lose their initial bet. The study was done by the University of British Columbia and states that there's a correlation between alcohol and decision-making with regard to betting. Anyone who's ever been in a sports book could probably have told you that. From the seaside to the desert, from the betting lines to the sites online, Turnpike Sports has got you covered. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at Turnpike Sports.
Haven't you heard? We don't need to hide anymore. Now, we can shop privately for adult products at adamandeve.com. They've got massage oils, lingerie, and lots more we can't mention here. Use offer code SPICE404. They'll give you 50% off almost any one item, 3 free DVDs, free mystery gift, and free shipping. That's 50% off, free shipping, and more. Private shopping starts at adamandeve.com.
Welcome back to Turnpike Sports. Lots of exciting things are happening across the country in the gambling world. And one of those places is Oregon. Not only do they have some great casinos, but they have recently legalized sports betting. One of the premier casinos and the first place to take bets on sports is Chinook Winds. To tell us all about this great property, we have the Assistant Operations Manager at Chinook Winds, Matthew Pond. Matthew, thank you for joining us.
Hey, how's it going?
First off, tell us a little bit about Chinook Winds. What will a guest experience when they come to the property?
Well, it's really a beautiful location. We're right on the beach, right on the Oregon coast. Come down 101. If you've ever had a chance to drive that, that's one of the most beautiful drives. And we're just right there. We have everything you could want: slot machines, table games, blackjack, roulette, poker. bingo, and now sports betting.
I got to tell you, being in the East Coast, I'm very close to a lot of the casinos in eastern Pennsylvania, and I noticed a lot of these properties just have a casino and a sports book, and that's it. And that's not the case with Chinook Winds. I read you have a golf course and a very good-sized hotel. It just seems like a great place for the whole family, not just for the gambling crowd.
Yeah, that's true. There's something for everybody to do. We have a arcade for the kids, fine dining restaurants. It's really a all-in-one package when you come down here.
One of the most exciting things that's happening in Chinook Winds was that you were the first to offer sports betting. How long has your sports book been open?
We opened on August 27th.
What did you have like this big ceremony? Every sports book opening I've been to have this big ribbon cutting. They have celebrities. What was Chinook Winds opening like?
We had Too Tall Jones in
really?
To make the first bet. Yeah, so that was fun. He
great!
Bet on the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl.
Did he really? I was wondering about that. I guess. What ties does he have with Oregon? Was he an Oregon Duck or Oregon State, or what was he? Why was he there?
No, it was just somebody that we've known. He's been down for poker tournaments before. So,
I'm in the East Coast, and when we were hearing that Oregon was getting sports betting, everyone in the news was talking about, the Oregon lottery would be the first, and they're the ones out and ahead. But it was actually Chinook Winds that accepted the first bet on sports. What was that process like? I mean, number one, getting sports betting, and number two, being the first property to offer it.
It took a solid year to get sports betting to the casino, and a lot of back and forth. The lottery's not offering college football, and that was one of our sticking points, is that we wanted to. And we set a go live date, and we were able to meet it, and the lottery set theirs and missed it by about 2 months. So,
is there a lot of pressure on you guys? I mean, the great thing about getting sports betting first is you're the first in the market. You kind of cornered the market in this unique thing that everyone's excited about. But is there a pressure on you guys? And now everyone's looking at you to see how sports betting will do in Oregon. Do you feel that pressure at Chinook Winds?
It hasn't been too bad. We've been busy, really busy, but nothing that we haven't been able to handle. We haven't had people missing games on Sundays or Saturdays or anything like that because of lines. It's just been really steady, and the customers have really enjoyed it.
Well, let's talk about the sports book itself. When guests walk into the sports book, what will they see? What can they expect to find when they visit the Chinook Winds sports book?
Well, we have our lines posted right above the counter. Very easy to see, very easy to find what game you're looking to bet on. We have 15 TVs that show every game, every night, pretty much. All the football, all the basketball, all the hockey. We really wanted to make it easy for the customer to come in, know what they wanted to bet on, know what was available, and really speed up the process, I guess.
You mentioned the sports that you can bet on in Oregon. Now, is there any limitations of what your guests can bet on? I'm asking this because I'm sitting here in New Jersey, and one of the rules in New Jersey for sports books is that you cannot bet on a college or university located in New Jersey. Are there any limitations like that at Chinook Winds?
No.
So
we're pretty much able to get anything that Vegas would be willing to offer.
That's great. I mean, was there you mentioned there was some kind of give and take with regard to college sports. Was that what was the process like that, getting college sports? Because that's a huge issue out east in the sports books, not being able to bet on the colleges in the state.
There was a lot of give and take, and it pretty much just came down to that we felt like it was legal based on our compact and the language there where it says we can do anything that Vegas offers, pretty much. So we went forward with it, and they ended up letting us, be able to do it, pretty much.
Now, when people go to the sports books and they look at the lines and the odds for the different events, where are those lines coming from? Do you have a provider that you work with for the sports book?
We do have a vendor. It's a Las Vegas Dissemination Company, who I believe runs Foxwoods as well. And
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they send us all our opening lines, and then they help us move it according to the action. They do all our risk management.
Now, what are the hours of the operation of the sports book? Is it when does it open and when does it close?
We're open 8 to 11 every day, and then we have a kiosk that's available 24/7 for betting.
I was going to ask about that. A lot of places have kiosks. So you do have kiosks. Is the kiosk located around the gaming floor, or are they pretty close to the sports book itself?
We actually put it right next to the sports book. That way, if anybody's having questions or anything, they can talk directly to a sports book writer instead of, a slot attendant or a blackjack dealer or whoever's around.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I've been to a lot of sports books around, and whoever visits a sports book will notice that not only people are watching and betting on the games, but they're eating food and drinking a lot of adult beverages. What can we expect from the food and drink menu at Chinook Winds within the sports book?
Well, we don't have food or drink in the sports book. You can bring stuff back, but we do have a lounge right down the way where we put 4 80-inch TVs that has all the sports packages, and they have a full bar. They also have a fine dining option or a bar food option.
I talk to a lot of casinos and marketing people about the sports betting and with their hopes that they will get from offering sports betting. A lot of people saying it's going to attract the millennials to the property. It's going to increase overnight stays at the property. It's going to increase people playing at the slots and table games or eating at the restaurants. I mean, is that what Chinook Winds expects? And are you seeing that now, or is it just way too early to tell of the effect of sports betting on the property?
Well, we definitely saw an increase the last 2 months in slot play and table games and hotel stays. It's hard to say if that's directly correlated to the sports book or not, but we have a lot of direct competition in the area. There's a couple casinos that are between us and the major metropolitan areas, but we're the only one that has a sports book. So we're trying to drive those people to come down our way instead of stopping at these other casinos.
Who are you finding that are your customers for the sports book? Do you see, is it more men and women, or is there different ages who's coming to the sports book? What are you seeing? Who are your customers for the sports book?
Oh, it's all over the place.
It is?
Yeah, it's a very, very broad audience for sports betting.
Tell me about the sports betting fan in Oregon. I mean, is it mainly college football? Is there a lot of betting on pro teams? What is the big money winner for the sports book in Oregon?
Well, right now about half our bets are on pro football. Mm-hmm. Another 40% on college football. We do see a lot of bets on the Ducks and Beavers every week.
Now, are you gearing up for a big time? I know the pro football, it's getting toward playoff time. I mean, are you preparing for bigger events for the playoffs, or what do you have planned for the playoffs, and especially the Super Bowl, which is always a big event in sports books?
Right. We do we've been doing a big Super Bowl party here at Chinook every year for the last, 15 years. We're gearing up for that to be just bigger than ever. And then we also have the Civil War next week, the Oregon Ducks and Oregon State Beavers. So
is that what you call it? Is that what you call it, the Civil War? I love that.
Yep.
So you're expecting a lot of fans. Something special occurring there, or is it just open the doors and let them bet and let them have a party there?
Yeah, I think this first year we're just going to kind of take it as it comes and see what the crowd is like. It's really been hard to judge, what crowds are going to be like over the weekends and, what people want to bet on and how they're going to bet. So,
Matthew, you told me you've seen an uptake on the slots and the table games. Tell me a little bit about what I can expect to find on the gaming floor at Chinook Winds. I mean, is a big slot parlor? Is it a lot of table games? Give us the rundown of what the gaming floor looks like.
It's really a really good mix. Whether you want to play dollar machines, penny slots, blackjack, roulette, craps. If you want to come over and play Keno or bingo, we really have everything, and it's generally fairly easy to get on a table. Even on a Friday or Saturday night, we have a lot of tables that we offer.
What are your plans going forward with regard to the games you play there, and also the sports book? Where do you see sports betting in Oregon going in a year from now?
Well, there's been a lot of talk about expansion here, and hopefully we'll have that ironed out in the next year or so. But honestly, the first year is kind of a see where we're at. Nobody really knows how much sports is going to make in the area, or if people are going to stick with it and keep betting, or if it was just a new thing that they wanted to try out. So honestly, this year's about compiling data, and then next year we're going to make some decisions on expansion and stuff like that.
A lot of places are now trying to figure out if they want to go mobile or they want to do an online component. Is there any talk at Chinook Winds that maybe online is the future?
There's been discussions about it. Right now in our compact, it says no mobile.
Okay.
So for us to move forward with that would have to be changed, which is a long and arduous process.
So tell me, so right now you're the king of the hill when it comes to sports books in Oregon. I mean, is there rumblings that there will be other sports books opening, or did you corner the market on the NFL season this year?
We did have another casino open a sports book here in Oregon. I think the beginning of the month, the Mill, but they're about 4 hours away from us, so it's not really the same market. But yeah, honestly, it's just going to be us and the lottery in this area for a while.
Wow, that sounds great. I got to tell you, I've looked at the materials for the interview, and the property just looks absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. But we're running out of time, but can you give out a website or a place online where people can go to find out about what's going on and any promotions you have at Chinook Winds?
Yeah, we're at ChinookWindsCasino.com. We also have a Twitter account that we're posting our sportsbook lines at right now. It's at ChinookWinds_SW. If anybody wants to see our current lines.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. Matthew Pond, Assistant Operations Manager at Chinook Winds, thank you so much for coming on and telling about the property and the great things that are happening at Chinook Winds. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, sir.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports.
Turnpike Sports Book Report.
And the Turnpike Sports Book Report is brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sports book. Available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E, and you get a risk-free bet up to $300 and $20 bonus at BorgataCasino.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
All right, we're going to hit 4 different states today. New Jersey last week had released their sports betting numbers after our press time.
It was another record, right?
It was another record.
All
But
right.
before I get to that, we just saw an announcement from our friends over at PointsBet.
Okay.
If you have bet on the Lamar Jackson MVP award, being awarded the MVP for the league, they're paying them out now.
Wow, interesting. Boy.
And they actually tracked how it all started here. Lamar Jackson at the beginning of the season was at plus 7,000.
Wow. Boy, if you put some money on that one.
Yeah, and now he's at plus 130. So he's 13% of MVP futures tickets at PointsBet, and he's the second biggest liability behind Christian McCaffrey. And it's very unusual for a running back to be considered for MVP.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. So I didn't know Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he's having a great year, but I didn't know he was that. He was the second. He was the second highest bet.
Yeah.
On okay.
Yeah. So it's actually.
I would think
good to
Russell
see.
Wilson would be the runner-up.
I actually like how PointsBet handles some of these things.
I know they're great.
They're proactive in some of this stuff, and it's nice to see them do that for their customers. But getting back to the actual revenue numbers and handles, New Jersey reported a $487 million handle for October.
Yep, record.
Yep.
They broke it from last month, which was the record.
They surpassed September by $42 million.
Wow.
Year-on-year increase of 87%.
Wow.
From last October, and 85.5% of the total handle was generated through mobile sports books, and the entire state brought in a revenue of $46.4 million, a hold of 9.5%, which is incredible.
Yep, great month for Jersey.
And Meadowlands was the leader, as usual, with FanDuel and PointsBet. All 3 of those are doing well. October alone, Meadowlands reported a revenue of almost $25 million, which compares to $3.5 million in November of 2018.
Wow, okay.
So that's a huge increase. Resorts came in second with their partnership with DraftKings of $10.5 million. Monmouth Park was third with $2.8 million in revenue. So, and actually, Mattress Mac actually helped out Hard Rock.
Okay, what do you mean Hard Rock? The one in New Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mattress Mac bet $1.25 million on the Astros with Unibet, which is on the Hard Rock license.
Okay, all right.
So Hard Rock's online revenue for sports betting was $1.8 million in October. They had only $250,000 in September. So they should throw a party for Mattress Mac to get them there. Moving over across the Delaware to Pennsylvania, October reported a revenue of $14.9 million and a total handle of $241 million. That's 24% higher than the previous month.
I mean, it's incredible. It's amazing what the NFL does. And you know what? October, all the sports started. You know, you had baseball, you had hockey, you had basketball, and football.
And you got 3 more months of this.
Yeah.
December,
Well,
January,
you don't have
February.
you don't have baseball. October, you had some baseball. You had the World Series, so I'm sure that helped out a lot.
December and January are going to be just like November, and you got the Super Bowl in February. So you may see 3 straight months of growth again in both states.
Wow.
In Pennsylvania, Valley Forge led with a total handle of $118 million.
Valley Forge, who is that with?
Partnered with FanDuel for the mobile side. $5.8 million revenue with $5.6 million from mobile alone.
Wow.
Second place was Rivers Casino Philly, formerly the Sugar House. $37 million in handle, $2.72 million in revenue, and $1.9 of that being from mobile. Moving over across this country to Oregon.
Oh, I just talked about Oregon.
Yep. Oregon Lottery has reported on their scoreboard app, which has been running for a full month now.
Okay.
They're reporting exceeding expectations of what they had anticipated at the beginning of the launch. They had a 3-month goal of getting 25,000 players signed up. They've already hit 27,000 people in the first month.
Good for them.
So they've already hit their mark. Average bet is coming in around $21, and they even reported that 96% of the players are men with an average age of nearly 40 years old.
Interesting. Boy, they really got their stats down.
Yeah.
Boy.
Well, and let's see, $218,000 in sports betting revenue in October, $5.6 million in handle, and that's only through the Oregon Lottery scoreboard app.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to wait and see exactly how the casinos all did, too.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, West Virginia. The handle for the 5-week period ending in November totaled $37 million, up $25.6 million from the 4-week period ending the week before. And West Virginia is a little odd compared to the rest of the country.
Okay.
They do week to week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you
So
you can really track it.
Yeah, that's why you can actually see exactly what's changing here. Revenue for the 5-week period was $3.2 million. Retail, in this case, in this state, led for 55% of the overall handle. Retail book at Penn National's Charlestown had $14.6 million in the handle, which is nearly 2/3 of the entire state handle.
Wow.
DraftKings Sportsbook was the market leader for mobile in $9.4 million. FanDuel came in second with $7.2. So those two are mirroring what they're doing in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. They're battling it out for the lead.
Okay.
And last but not least, Delaware North. Even though they are suspended, they are adding or subtracting to the revenue of West Virginia sports betting.
So wait, let me get this straight. Delaware North has not been operating in the state because there was some third-party issue that forced them to close down.
Right.
Yet they're still paying out bets. I guess
They're paying
people
out
were
bets.
placing bets before they closed down, and they still have to pay off the tickets that are coming
Exactly.
in? Okay.
And they have contributed a loss of $3,500 to the overall West Virginia numbers.
Okay. And the Turnpike Sports Book Report was brought to you by BorgataSports.com. Your favorite casino is now your favorite sports book. Available anywhere in New Jersey, BorgataSports.com. Sign up at BorgataSports.com using our promo code PIKE, that's P-I-K-E, and you get a risk-free bet up to $300 and $20 bonus at BorgataCasino.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Stick around because we're going to have our pick segment next. I did pretty well last week, 2-1, and I'm not sure how you did, Doug.
1-2.
1-2? Oh, well, we're going to try it again this week, so stick around. We'll be right back with more Turnpike Sports. We'll get back to the show in a few moments, but I just wanted to take some time and tell everyone about Bean Genius, the smart specialty coffee subscription service. Bean Genius sells freshly roasted coffee from some of the best independent coffee roasters in the country. They feature over 2,000 specialty coffee blends, all at your fingertips at BeanGenius.com. Here's how it works. Head on over to BeanGenius.com and take their palate profiler test to find out what coffee best fits your taste. Then select from a variety of subscription plans. Every subscription comes with free shipping, and delivery can even be scheduled for once or twice each month. And based upon your review of each coffee blend you try, Bean Genius actually learns your individual taste preferences and then suggests future coffee blends for you. And now you can get 10% off your Bean Genius subscription when you use our promo code PIKE at checkout. Bean Genius offers a variety of subscription plans to suit any coffee lover's needs. Subscribe with Bean Genius today and start enjoying some of the best tasting coffee around. And save 10% off your coffee plan with promo code PIKE. When it comes to online sports betting, PlaySugarHouse.com offers players one of the best experiences in the state of New Jersey. They offer live in-game betting on sporting events worldwide, moneyline bets, point spreads, prop bets, play-by-play bets, and many more. All at PlaySugarHouse.com, your new home for sports betting in New Jersey. Take advantage of one of their 12 easy deposit methods to get in on all the action. And now, when you sign up at PlaySugarHouse.com using our promo code PIKE, they'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, better odds at PlaySugarHouse.com. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. And this portion of Turnpike Sports is brought to you by PointsBet.com. PointsBet has one of the best sign-up offers in New Jersey. Go to PointsBet.com and use our promo code PIKE. That's P-I-K-E, and when you deposit $50, you'll receive a $100 bonus. That's deposit $50, and you bet with $150. So sign up today at PointsBet using our promo code PIKE and start having some real fun. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. PointsBet. Stay sharp. Must be 21 years or older and in New Jersey to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And this is our world-famous NFL pick segment. This is Week 12 of the NFL.
Didn't do too bad last week, 2-1.
I went 1-2. I went
My
back
Eagles
and looked at this.
me. My Eagles failed me.
I bet on the Jets 3 straight weeks now.
Well, hey, they won 2 games in a row, and is going to be another...
I'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay, just a little tease there.
Exactly. But I went back and looked at my last week. I went 1-2. Overall, you're 16-16-1. All right, for the first 11 weeks, I'm 16-15-2.
Okay,
so we're almost dead even.
All right.
My last 4 weeks, I finally was having a really good streak, even with the losing week last week. I went 8-3-1 over the last 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. I had some really poor weeks at the beginning. So as always, 3 games. Spread or over-unders?
Yeah, we haven't talked to either of us, so I don't know if he has the same game, if they're all 3 different, if we have 1 or 2 the same. So,
we'll see.
Whatever we picked, we picked.
And the picks will be put up on the Turnpike Sports blog. Just head on over to turnpikesportsradio.com, click on the blog button. They'll be posted about an hour or so after this show is released. Our 100th show, again.
Yes.
So, why don't we get going?
Well, my first game is the Detroit Lions versus the Washington Redskins. Detroit Lions are favored by 3.5, and the over-under is 42. Now, the Washington Redskins are absolutely the worst team in the NFL. Last week, the Jets quarterback Sam Darnold threw 4 touchdowns against them. I think the last Jets quarterback to do that was Joe Namath. For Detroit, Jeff Driscoll in for the injured Matthew Stafford. He wasn't bad. He was 15 for 26. He threw for 209 yards and 2 touchdowns, and that was against a very good Dallas Cowboys team. And let me tell you something. I don't care who the quarterback is for the Lions. They should cover the spread. And I'm very surprised that the spread was only 3.5. So I'm going to go with Detroit and laying the points.
I actually liked watching Driscoll play. He seemed to move around the pocket pretty good. I think they now have a decision what to do with Stafford if this guy continues playing the way he's playing. So, they're not a pushover either, Detroit. They used to be.
No,
not anymore.
They've been in every game.
Yeah,
they've been. And like I said, I'm surprised the point spread is only 3.5. So.
Well, my first game is the Jacksonville Jaguars at Tennessee Titans. Tennessee's favored by 3, and there's an over/under of 41.5. Titans are 3-1 since Tannehill took over as quarterback. Can you believe that one?
It's unbelievable.
They've scored at least 20 points in every game, but their last 3 games were won by combined 10 points, so they're not blowing anybody out. Mm-hmm. Nick Foles was back for Jacksonville, and he looked okay.
Yeah.
But he had no one to throw to. So while the offense is back to full strength, they still couldn't put points on the board against the Colts. And Tennessee's a much better team than the Colts right now. I think Tennessee's probably going to run right through them with that bad run defense they've somehow have created lately in Jacksonville. So I'm going with the Titans -3.
My next game is, by the way, my next game is 2 teams I hate the most, but I just feel like I have to go with this. It's the Dallas Cowboys versus the New England Patriots. New England Patriots are favored by 6.5, and it's an over/under of 46. I mean, both these teams are coming off very big wins, and they both have very good defenses. I mean, the Cowboys average 28.6 points a game while allowing 19.7 points a game. The Patriots score an average of 28.7 points a game and allow 10.8 points a game. And I think this one's going to be a very low-scoring game, which means it's going to be a very close game. I'm not saying the Patriots are going to lose at home, but the score should be a lot closer than what the point spread is. So I'm taking Dallas to cover.
I have to admit, Dallas is playing inconsistent, though.
Well,
I don't know which Dak is going to show up.
The New England Patriots have a non-existent offense.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't run the ball. They certainly can't pass the ball. I mean, if they get into the red zone, it's terrible.
If it wasn't for that trick play against the Eagles, it would have been 10-9.
Yeah, I'm not. Unfortunately, Brady's looking 42 years old.
Yep. All right, my next game is the Oakland Raiders, favored by 3, while they visit the New York Jets with an over/under of 45.5.
Before you jump into this, we were very surprised that the Oakland Raiders have a 1:00 game on the East. You rarely see that.
I'm used to seeing the Jets travel to Oakland.
Yeah.
I have never seen the Raiders in the Jets stadium.
That should be an advantage for the Jets.
You would think, but Jets are coming off back-to-back 34-point performances. Now, that was the Giants and the Redskins, two really crappy teams, and I think the Raiders are a much better team. Jets found their offense. The Raiders are strong across the board, offense, defense, and special teams, and I think the Jets have their work cut out for them. But 5 of the last 6 times these two teams have met, the game's gone over the total, and they've averaged 52 points a game. So I'm going to think the trend's continuing. I'm going to go with the over here of over 45.5.
My last game is the Baltimore Ravens versus the Los Angeles Rams. Baltimore Ravens are favored by 3 with an over-under of 46.5. I got to tell you, the Rams are the most disappointing team for me this year. I mean, Goff is not the same quarterback he was last year. I mean, Gurley is certainly not as effective as he was last year.
Last week he ran good, though.
Yeah, but, he hasn't been doing that all year. And I don't think the Rams defense is going to have a good night against Lamar Jackson and that offense from the Ravens. So I'm taking Baltimore and laying the points.
All righty. My last game, Pittsburgh Steelers favored by 7 at the Cincinnati Bengals. It's an over-under of 39. Both of these offenses look bad, and that's because Steelers don't have Ben Roethlisberger back there. Mason Rudolph is still a question mark in my mind. Juju Smith-Schuster may or may not play right now, so it'll be interesting to see. If he plays, it would favor the Steelers a little bit more, but right now, without any kind of firepower on the Steelers side, I really don't see a lot of scoring here. For Cincinnati, Joe Mixon was starting to run like crazy the last couple of weeks, and they may have found a running game even though they don't have anything else resembling an offense in any other position there. So I'm just thinking this is going to be a low-scoring defensive struggle, if you want to phrase it that way, or offensively challenged teams. So I'm going to go take the under 39 in this game.
All right, to recap, I'm going with Detroit, Dallas, and Baltimore.
And I'm doing the Titans favored by 3. I'm doing the over in the Jets-Raiders game of 45.5. And I'm doing the under 39 in the Steelers-Bengals game.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll talk to you next week on Turnpike Sports. Win some money. Have some fun at the sports books out there. And hopefully your picks are a lot better than ours. See you next time on the Turnpike.